this is something which is relevant to what you my study, because this is 2004. The issue of the future for Malta and Maldives Islands is a very realistic issue. Malta is a very small island. I'll just give you a little bit of the figures that will help you understand the context of what I'm talking about. The size of Malta is 247 square kilometers. Gozo, our sister island, is 67 square kilometers. So that's a total of 313 square kilometers. When it comes to vines, we have 420 hectares underground. That's it. Rainfall is averages at 570 millimeters per hour, which is definitely not enough. We have 11 registered wineries and 2 indigenous varieties. Our total production of wine per annum reaches about 1.8 million bottles. That's distributed amongst 11 wineries. For context, I will explain that 2 wineries date back to World War I. They know their origin in World War I and are still in operation. And from that 1.8 million bottles, they produce 1.2. So the rest of the 600,000 bottles is produced by 9 different wineries. One winery produces 5,000 bottles divided by 10 different labels. So I'm trying to put you in the picture of our size. And this, the issue of the future is always an issue for us here. I spoke Maltese to start off with. Only one person can understand because he's Maltese. Only 500,000 people in Malta can understand Maltese. So even the future of our language has always been that's right. Doesn't have a future. So we as an island have been independent since 1964. 20 years after being the most heavily bombarded island in the world, World War II. So we know what it means to be at risk, we know what it means to be exposed, and trying to fend for ourselves as an independent nation for the last 60 years. Why am I saying this? Because one of the issues we have had in our reality is size. We are too small. We're practically everywhere. We don't have enough. We don't have any resources, any natural resources. Our highest point in water is 407 meters above sea level. We don't have any mountains, of course, no rivers. We have, thankfully, the Mediterranean Sea. And that has been a savior for us. So the future, and with all the statistics that I've just mentioned, you can understand that even when we talk of the future of our farm, we wonder if there's a future. We're lucky that we have the past and the present. And our past dates back to 2,700 years ago. So that is the earliest evidence of wine making in the Maltese Islands dates back to 2,700 years ago. So almost we just need to make sure we have a future. Today we've been hearing some interesting positive points about it. We need to make sure. First of all, out of respect for the past, but also because for us, the presence of wine today is a story of resilience, is a story of our people. And this is an issue of, I think, values. We need to make sure that wine has a future. Not only for wine lovers, but for the values that it promotes, for the values of trust, for the values of time, for the values of risk, which today sound crazy. If I tried to encourage anyone out here to come and set up a winery in Malta, what's that? Crazy. Those numbers, those figures, doesn't make sense. There's no element of This year I was in Paris at the wine fair, and there was a seminar for influencers. And one influencer said, today our target of communication is through Instagram, through producing reels, which are no longer than 8 seconds long. And there was a chap right next to me who's working, he said, 8 seconds? What can we say in 8 seconds about what? To convince anyone to be interested. So it was a bit of a shock. Some of the big names of our wines take us longer than 8 seconds, so I should pronounce them. I don't know. Explain why you should be drinking it. But it did highlight something that we as wine professionals need to focus on if we want to have. And this is something again which seems to be general. It's the way we communicate more. At that same session, there was a young lad next to us, and we were talking about wine, and someone asked, what wine do you want? What wine do you like? And he said, I like Merlot. Suddenly, two of us bombarded this chap with questions. What kind of Merlot? Was that old? What kind of climate? Was it old one? Was it new one? What vintage one? Oh, stainless steel. This chap was bewildered with all these questions. So suddenly, something which he was convinced of, that he likes Merlot, was put into doubt, because suddenly he didn't know anything about this Merlot that he likes. They know what he doesn't like. So the challenge here is for us to communicate in ways, and eventually he said, I enjoy cocktails. He said, I enjoy a Moscow Mule, of course, because there's no question to ask about the Moscow Mule. Ginger beer, vodka, and that's it. Easy, enjoyable, and you know what you're getting. We need to make sure that we don't over-complicate this in terms of communication, because we risk that younger generations will abandon this, and for me, abandon the values that come, the human values that come with wine. We might be taking this a little bit too much for granted, but apart from the joy of drinking a good bottle of wine, we need to preserve the human values that teaches us, which I don't think I need to convince one of you here, but we often take that a little bit too much for granted. So, for us as Maltese, we are now seeing our small size as an advantage. We can focus. We can be closer to one and not go far apart. We can actually, interestingly enough, we're not about the EU, but at EU level, all the discussions about wine are what are we going to do with all this wine that we have. Malta is the only country saying we need to be producing more of these because it's not enough to land to produce our wine. So there is a value